Good day, fellow rockers and moshers. Welcome to the Metal Connection, connection to all things metal. I'm J-Dub, and today I'm going to be doing a thread reply to Thrashmaniac99, Levi over there at Thrashmaniac99. I'll leave a link in the description down below, in the not in the comments, but in the description there. But anyway, his kind of well, I don't know if it was necessarily supposed to be a thread, but anyway, I was over on his channel watching one of his videos, his recent video, I believe, and he has a 10. I don't know if it's 10 favorite, but just 10 general comeback albums. And I kind of thought it was a cool kind of idea, thread idea in general. And he did mention at the end of the video, leave comments that you think are great comeback albums, or if you're a YouTuber, make a video. So here I am making a video basically as a reply. So yeah, I was over there watching video, and I put together a 10 here. I probably could have put together 10, 20, 30 on various stages of what a comeback could mean, whether it's a comeback with a singer, a new singer, an old singer, a comeback from a long stretch of time. So there's various reasons for a comeback. So I don't have anything too funny. I might have a couple little things like that, but anyway, let's kick it off here. Start off with an old school German band. I'll start the backstory on this. Is Exumer here left us in 1987 with Rising from the Sea, old school cult thrash album, and they randomly came back out of nowhere in 2012. I'm not going to do the math on that, 2087 to 2012. But anyway, German Exumer, they came back with an absolute ripper banger, Fire and Damnation here, 2012. And yeah, they did not lose a step. They did not like hokey pokey around, no funny, goofy shit. This is straight up just German modern thrash, with obviously good production in 2012. So yeah, incredible stuff. Highly recommended, or else I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't show it if I wouldn't recommend it or wouldn't listen to it. Absolute banger. And next we got Mike Howe, rest in peace, Mike Howe, Metal Church. So Mike Howe last recorded an album with Metal Church and Hanging to the Balance in 1993. And then he came back into the fold on XI, I believe that's 11. If I did my schooling correctly, XI means 11, I believe. So Metal Church's 11th album. Mike Howe came back into the fold and put out a cracker of an album, a banger. I wouldn't necessarily. Metal Church has been really hard to categorize their entire career. Are they thrash? Are they kind of heavy metal? Are they, what? So they're kind of a mixture of all these things, speed, heavy metal, traditional, new wave, all these kind of things. So they're kind of a mixture of all these things, blends it all well perfectly. So Kurt and the boys there, Mike Howe, rest in peace. But yeah, incredible album. I'm not going to go through all the tracks here. I'll just make this video even longer. Next, we got an old school kind of hardcore band actually from Sweden, Refused. So Refused last left us, and what the Shape of Things to Come in 1997, I believe. The Shape of All Things to Come. Is that even right? I'm getting confused with my video. Punk album, Refused, iconic album in 1997, I believe. And then they came back in, when is Freedom? 2015. So they came back with Freedom, 2015. And yeah, much like Exumer, yeah, they weren't screwing around. They came out with an absolute cracker, banger. I believe Refused is actually, this album is better than the album before, a world-renowned iconic album, the album before. But I believe when they came back even better. So yeah, Refused, love it. Check that out if you're kind of again, it is aggressive kind of, but there is definitely some heavy metal influences and things like that. Next up, we're going with Steve Grimmett here, Grim Reaper. So Grim Reaper last I'm gonna have trouble saying that all time. Last left us in 1987. See You in Hell, 87, See You in Hell, and then he kind of got the Grim Reaper name kind of back. I don't know if he had it the whole time or whatever, but he was able to kind of just used the actual Grim Reaper band again. So this technically falls under Grim Reaper. And this came back in, it doesn't, oh yeah, 2016. So 87 to 2016 officially, even though Steve Burnett was involved in various projects throughout those times, but the Grim Reaper name was officially laid to rest in 87 and not back 2016. And 2016, yeah, this album's awesome. Great, new wave British heavy metal influences, modern heavy metal, power metal kind of veering in that kind of range, epic metal. But yeah, awesome stuff, killer stuff. Not going to go through the tracks, or I'll just make these videos too long. Actually, I'm probably going to go along longer than I anticipated. Probably meant to just rip through these, but anyway, next up we got Joey Belladonna returning to Anthrax here with Worship Music, and Joey Belladonna left in 1990. Persistence in Time, back Worship Music. When did Worship Music come out? 2011, but absolute cracker banger, an album. Great riffs on this album, great tone. And then vocally, it's a bit of a change from their previous singer, so the Armored Saint singer. I really love him, John Bush, but a bit of a change for Anthrax to go from John Bush back to that. But Joey Belladonna fit great on Worship Music, and he's fitting back great with the band. Yeah, great. And next up, we got Jesse Leach left the band. Killswitch Engage in 2002 with Alive or Just Breathing, 2002. And Jesse returned to the fold, and Killswitch Engage disarmed to Descent in 2013. So 2002 to 2013, there was a gap with Jesse Leach in particularly. And so that's 11-year gap. Jesse Leach came back, and oh man, was I a happy boy when this was announced. And when the first song was leaked online, The New Awakening, I believe. The New Awakening was first leaked online, either that or In Due Time, under a working title. And when I heard it, I was blown away. I was like, oh my God. Like, sure, the Killswitch name has been torn down, tampered a bit, because their last couple albums with Howard there was getting a little sappy and romancy and dramatic, and I was like, this is not the Killswitch Engage I fell in love with. So I didn't want anything to do with Killswitch Engage. I was like, this is sappy, dramatic. They're killing the Killswitch Engage name that I love. Anyway, Jesse comes back, absolute ripper. We're talking death metal influences, hardcore influences, thrash influences, because these guys grew up in kind of the thrash hardcore scene in the early 90s. So and their sound evolved from there. But yeah, there's every influence of metal going on here. Absolute cracker, banger. Check it out. Next up, how do I even describe this? But Dee Snider kind of was involved in a bunch of different projects after leaving Twisted Sister. I won't get into that. It's a whole half an hour video all on its own. But he kind of returned to ass-kicking heavy metal with For the Love of Metal, 2018. Yes, 2018. Returned some ass-kicking heavy metal, some fist-pumping kind of anthemic metal, kind of even some thrashy, speedy stuff going on here, hardcore stuff with some gang vocals. But yeah, Dee Snider did not disappoint with this album. This album is incredible, so definitely check this out. Great return. I probably could have picked something else instead, but I did want to show this just to show something different. Like, sure, I could have. I was thinking about showing an Alice Cooper album, Paranormal, because there was a big gap between Welcome to My Nightmare 2, number 2, anyway, 2011, and Paranormal was 2008, 2016. So there was like a 7-year gap for Alice Cooper albums. Then there was Metallica, right? From Saint Anger to Magnetic, great return to form with Metallica there. So what else was I was thinking? Slayer, there was a nice little gap with Slayer when after God Hates Us All and Christ Illusion, there was actually Slayer's biggest gap in their career ever. I think six years-ish between God Hates Us All and Christ Illusion. But Christ Illusion, I was thinking about busting out because that album's incredible. That was a great return comeback, I'd call it, after a 7-year gap for Slayer, which was unusual for them. But anyway, pandering off to some, not really pandering off, just some albums that almost made it, but didn't. But anyway, here's one that just made it in, but Exciter, old school speed band, Exciter, but we last saw Exciter in 2000 with Blood Tyrants in 2000, and then they came back in 2008, so an 8-year gap in between albums. So they came back with Thrash, Speed, Burn, incredible, just Exciter to not disappoint with the old school speed sound. You know, he's just shrieking and screaming. It's punishing, relentless speed metal, basically. Yeah, not a letdown. Great album. And this one comes with a bit of a backstory. So I'm going to talk about Abbott Immortal. So Abbott Immortal, Abbott left Immortal in 2000. They last recorded All Shall Fall in 2009. I think All Shall Fall is 2009. And this gets a little hairy, but I think what caused some tension is maybe some tension potentially, I'm reading maybe too much into it, is Abbott released this solo project in 2006. It's gonna, yeah, 2006 here. You can see Street Date 2006. Anyway, but then he went back to Immortal after releasing a solo project called They record All Shall Fall, disband, Abbott disappears, even though he was touring, blah, 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 and things like that, but he essentially disappears from the recording process in between 2009 and 2016. So there was a 7-year gap in between. Abbott just disappeared. Anyway, he got it together and actually put out his official first solo album. And this is kind of where the backstory is it's kind of his second solo album, because this was kind of the first, but no one knew of this album because it wasn't Abbott. The Abbott name wasn't tied to it. So anyway, that's kind of here nor there. That's kind of the whole backstory of why I brought that album out. But anyway, so his first, second official his first official album under the Abbott name, which actually brought attention to it. It's like, okay, the Abbott name is attached to it. Okay, now people are actually going to start knowing what's going on here. So anyway, 2016, Abbott comes back with a cracker, incredible album. Got pretty good reviews. When I'm looking at the back, it looks pretty kind of classic to me. I know all these titles just off by heart. Yeah, Winterbane, Ashes of the Damned, Oceans of Wounds, is it? Anyway, Count the Dead, Fenrir Hunts, Route to the Mountain, Endless, even though I don't think, I'm not too familiar with Endless, and then I think there was a bonus track where he re-recorded an Abbott song, but anyway, didn't really need to go into all that. Fuck. And we got number 10. We got some old school cult crossover thrashers, Sacred Reich. Sacred Reich left us with Heal in 1996 and came back in 2018. So big gap in between albums, 1996 and 2018, 12 year? Is that 12? 12 year? 12 year, if my math is right. Either 22 or 12. Yeah, I think it's just 12. But yeah, they come back with an absolute cracker, banger of an album. Basically, if you know who Sacred Reich is, you know what you're getting yourself into. I believe they usually kind of have one goofy song per album, so there definitely is that one goofy song. I think it's Revolution. There is one odd song. Anyway, sorry to go on a tangent there, but anyway, so my 10 great killer comeback albums, maybe not my 10 favorite of all time, but just 10 up there. Definitely, I didn't pick any shitters, that's for sure. But there we go. We got a thread reply to Levi over at Thrashmaniac99. So go check his channel out. He's got a lot of cool content. Basically, he kind of does everything. New album reviews, rankings, collection updates, all sorts of basically everything. So go check his channel out, and thanks for checking this video out. And if you want to hop on this yourself, absolutely get on that, because I actually this is actually really cool. That's why I did do this, because I thought this 10 comeback albums was a cool idea that I hadn't seen around, that no one else was doing kind of in the VC community. So that was a cool idea. So jump on that, and thanks for watching, and ciao, peace, love, rock and roll, all that kind of good stuff, and end the video.